Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first issue of the South Mountain YMCA Camps remote camping. So we'll be doing this pretty much every day for the next week or two at 2:30, and we have lots of cool activities. So tomorrow you'll see Tony teaching us about some knots and things like that. But we're happy that you're joining, and hopefully you'll get some stuff out of this. We're thinking about all of you guys here at camp, and we're using this time to kind of create fun things to do and thinking and still looking forward to summer. So we're going to get started right here with ukulele. I do not profess to be a professional ukulele player or teacher, and any in any aspect. And yes, I did shave. I have a couple different ukuleles here. These ones I brought from home. So the first one I'll talk about here. This is my diamond head pineapple ukulele. As you can see, it's sort of shaped like a pineapple. But this is a smaller ukulele, and the name is Diamond Head. My second ukulele that I have, this one is a lot easier for me to play because I have big hands. This is a concert ukulele. So this is Lanakai. Lanakai makes really good quality ukuleles that are pretty affordable as well. So here's my Lanakai concert ukulele. As you can see, it's a much bigger. And this one also has a pickup in it, which has a tuner. So if you press the battery on here, turn it on, and I play a note, you might be able to see the LED light up, and it actually has a tuner built in. So I actually am able to plug this into an amp and do some kooky stuff with an amp on it. So, but yeah, so this is the one I'm going to play. Like I said, this is easier for me to play just because the frets are a lot bigger and I have big hands. So one of the things that is also useful to have for your ukulele is to get a nice little guitar tuner. So most ukuleles are tuned, the strings are tuned to G, C, E, A. So I'm just going to make sure my ukulele here is tuned, and hopefully maybe you'll be able to see the tuner light up, making sure that we're good to go. It doesn't work too well in the camera lighting up. But so the top string is the smallest string on a ukulele usually, and that is we want that to be G. And that looks like it's pretty good in tune. C. My C string needs to go up a little bit. And a nice tip for tuning anything with strings, if you go up too high, don't down tune it to where it needs to be. Go down and then work your way back up. So you strum and make that go back up until your tuner says it's good and in the green. That's the E string, the A string. So G, C, E, A. All right, good. Okay, so we're going to go over a few quick things with the parts of a ukulele. So obviously you have your strings here. You have the body of the ukulele. We call this the neck. These little metal things that are in between, we call that the frets. So we actually don't put our fingers on the frets. We put them in the spaces in between the frets when we play notes. And then you have your tuning knobs here. So when I'm tuning, I'm either tightening or loosening those to make the sound of the ukulele change to match a note. One of the things that we can do to kind of get started is we can do just no frets held, kind of basic strumming. So you can either use your thumb. This kind of the edge of your thumb right here at the top. You can either use that, just kind of get the sound of the strings going. All right. I actually like to use my pointer finger and strum it sort of with my nail and then the top of my finger. So I like to make it look like this. It's just my preference. It might not be like the professional correct way to do things, but I feel like I'm a little bit more accurate with my pointer finger. So let's go ahead and just try some strums, and we're going to do quarter notes. So quarter notes is on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can also do an up. So you can do quarter notes on the up. And then we can try to kind of alternate it. So we can go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into strumming patterns. So that's a basic strumming pattern, quarter notes, up and down. So if you got the image when we shared Facebook, we have a strumming pattern, and we're going to actually get into working on some chords. So when I was talking about how we use the frets, and I'm just going to steal this off real quick so you can get a closer look at it. So right here we're going to look at, let's see, we're going to look at the G. So looking at the G, you can see here that there are numbers on those little dots. So those are where we put our fingers. Now, when we look at 1, okay, so that is going to be our top finger. That's going to be our pointer finger, okay? And then 2 is our middle finger, and 3 is going to be our ring finger. So when we put our fingers on these strings, it technically makes the string shorter the further down the frets we go, and it makes a higher note or higher pitch. So we're going to use our fingers on these frets, and we're going to look at a very basic one first. We're going to look at an A minor first. So that is a 2 on there. So that says that we are going to put our middle finger on the 2nd fret, and that's at the top. So let's go ahead and try that out. Let's see what happens when we go ahead and we put our middle finger, and I'm looking at the 2nd fret down. So I'm looking here on the top string. So that is our G string, okay, right there. Okay, so when we hold that, when we strum our guitar, we want to do it pretty much where the neck meets the body. So right here, right above that big hole in the middle of the ukulele. So let's go ahead and try our quarter notes going down on the using an A minor. Okay, so now let's try to do quarter notes on the up with an up strum. All right, so that's an A minor. The next note that we're going to go ahead and look, and this is a really nice transition because you can keep that middle finger right on that fret, so your 2nd finger, and you're going to move your pointer finger, and what you need to do is press on the 1st fret on your E string. So that's the 2nd one from the bottom. Okay, so when I do this, again, I'm going to try to stand up here and get a little bit closer. So I can keep my, sorry, camera is like reverse here. So I can keep my finger here, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pointer finger. Where is it here? My pointer finger, and I'm going to put it on that fret right here. So let's see if I can So keeping this finger here from the A, I can put it on and make that an F. So if I do that, it sounds like this. Say A, F, A, F. All right, so that's only one finger placement, and you're getting a whole different note out of it. So let's try quarter notes with the F string. So really try to get those fingers right in between. Try not to touch the frets, the metal parts with your fingers, because that will mute the sound a whole bunch. So let's see if we can get a good finger placement and just do quarter notes. Down strumming. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Now can you switch back to A minor? 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. F. A minor. All right, now let's do alternating. A, F, A, F, A, F, A, F. Okay? All right. So now we're going to try a different chord. So we're going to go ahead, and this is another very simple one because it only requires one finger, and we're going to use that ring finger, that third finger from your, or the second finger from your pointer finger, and we're going to put that on the very bottom, that A string at the very bottom of the ukulele. So when we do it here, so again, it's going to be 3rd fret down. I'm using my ring finger, 3rd fret down on the bottom string, and then we're going to strum with the using this is the C chord. All right, let's try that for 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So now let's try to go back to that F chord. So we're going 1st fret using our pointer finger, and we're using our middle finger on that 1st fret on the G string, right? So if we can go back again to that F chord, and this is what it looks like here. So that F chord, try to get that finger placement. And now what we're going to do, without strumming, we're going to try to practice to go from the F to the C, back to the F, back to the C a few times. So get your fingers on that F chord. Now transition over to the C. And that C is your ring finger, okay? Back to the F, back to the C. F, C. Now let's try to strum, going back and forth. F, C, 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 F, C. No, I can't go that fast. So now we're going to throw another chord in there. We're going to throw in the G chord. So this one I think is the most difficult out of all of them. We're going to take a look at the chart again, and we are going to see what this has. So we take our pointer finger first, and that goes, and actually I think this is, the camera has it in reverse. So our pointer finger, we're going to want on the top fret, okay? So we're basically making a triangle, as you can see with our fingers. So the pointer finger you want to have closer to the top of the ukulele, and your middle finger is going to go on the fret all the way down on the bottom, and then your ring finger is going to be the one in the middle. Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like. See, get as close as I can on here if you can see. Camera angles. So I'm putting this one here, this one here, and this one here. If you can see it, maybe not. Try to angle it. Good. So that's what it looks like. All right. So let's see if we can get that placement. I know it's kind of tough to kind of get all the pressure on all of your fingers all at once, but let's see if we can do that. Okay. So let's try strumming a G chord. So let's try to do that, and let's count with it this time. Let's try to go for a 8 count. Okay. Get your fingers placed. Hold those frets, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try it on the ups with an upstroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Now we're going to try to go from C to G. Okay, so if we look at our chord diagram here, so we're going back to C, where it's that ring finger right on the bottom fret here. So we're going to strum the C, and then what I like to do is I like to move that ring finger just over one string, and then I put my middle finger on that bottom fret down there and my pointer finger on the second one from the top, and we strum. Now try to go back to the C. I'm sorry, yeah, the G rather, or the sorry, the C chord, and then see if we can go back to the G. C, G, C, G, C. All right, so those are 4 very popular chords that you can use to play just about any song that you want. I am going to paste a link here called acousticbridge.com, and it is basically a version of this, which I think the people on this site do a lot better job than I do. But they will have a whole plethora of songs that you can play with these 4 chords you just learned. So I'm going to paste this into the comments section to you guys, and it will not only give you a chord diagram, but it'll also have a bunch of different ukulele teachers off of YouTube kind of walk you through and slowly teach you how to apply these chords into actual songs. So I'm going to send this in the comments here. So it's from us, the South Mountain YMCA campus, and it's called the acousticbridge.com/easy ukulele -songs -for -beginners / So after this, you can check that out, get to know these chords a little bit better, and then be able to apply them from songs. Hey, Melvin from Mexico, how's it going? Oh no, from France. You're in France now. Good to see you. Thanks for everyone for joining. Christine, Wolfgang, all the way from Germany. Jamie, the Botvin family, Angela, thanks for tuning in. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to cycle through these these chords. So we're going to use this again, and we're going to go from A minor to F to C to G, and then once we are good at transitioning to those, we can start working on strumming patterns, which will get you more ready for using the Acoustic Bridge website. So we're going to start off with our A minor, and we're going to do counts of 4 for each. Let's do counts of 8 for each one. So we're going to do A minor. Ready? Get your finger placement there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, transition over to that F chord. So keep that finger there and put it right on. Put the pointer finger right on that second or that first fret, second string from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now we're going to go over to the C chord. So we just use our ring finger on that bottom string, third fret down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Transition to the G. This one's tough, but you can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to cycle through nice and slow. A. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. F. 1. C. 5, 6, 7, 8. G. 5, 6, 7, 8. A. Going back up to A. F. C. G. All right, so you can cycle through those. Some of the things I like to do as a drill with that is maybe do each chord as a quarter note, and so you get a little bit better at making those little movements with your fingers to go from chord to chord. So I can do it as as quarter notes here. So that's kind of tough. You can also do it where you maybe only do it for a 2 count. And then you can start getting into strumming patterns. So I think the most common ukulele strum pattern is this guy right here. So it's down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. So I'm going to post it right there. Hopefully you can still see that. And so this is, one of the most, ukulele has its own sound, and I think this strumming pattern goes the best with most songs. So we're going to just go ahead and take our A minor. Okay, so we're going to put that finger on the top string, second fret down for our A minor chord, and we're going to practice that strum pattern. So it's down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Slow it down. Down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so when you start to put it, you get it to going a little faster, it'll sort of fall into a kind of cool rhythm. So you're all right. So if you kind of get good at that strumming pattern, you can add it into your chord progression. So it's and so when I play this chord, I like to kind of switch up my strumming pattern. And so if I kind of get it at the end of the whole chord progression, I usually skip like an up strum, and so I'll usually make it flow a little bit better, and it'll sound something like this. And you could do other things like add some muting into it. So muting is when you don't fully press down on the string in between the frets, and you sort of mute it so the string is not allowed to vibrate. So if I throw some mutes into it, it might sound something like this. Right. So that is my ukulele segment. So we learned today 4 common ukulele chords. And just to give you an idea of where these 4 chords can take you in the world, we are looking at songs such as Let It Be by the Beatles. You can use I'm Yours from Jason Mraz, Along the Watchtower with Bob Dylan and Jimi Hendrix, Counting Stars from One Republic, Riptide, that's a very popular one at campfires. Down on the Quarter by Creedence Clearwater. You can do anything from Soul Sister from Train, Someone Like You from Adele. The list goes on and on. So, like I said, these are the most 4 chords that can pretty much take you anywhere in the ukulele world. And maybe by this summer, you'll be able to play some songs at campfire with us, or at least get a head start on earning your pen levels at Conrad Weiser this summer. So next segment of this is going to be tomorrow at 2:30, and you're going to have Tony coming in and teaching all about knots and very useful ways to use knots, like tying up your camp director, or tying a knot so people don't fly off the climbing tower, and maybe securing your sailboat so it doesn't fly away on you, or making sure that the sails can be sailed. And you just never know all the great things you could do with knots, because knots are really great, and you just really love to use knots all the time. And I love using knots for all of the things that I do. And they're not very good for playing ukulele, but you can do.
Make sure for tomorrow you're going to need either some shoestring or some yarn or some lanyard string or whatever you have around the house, so you can participate and learn some cool knots here on Facebook Live with us at South Mountain YMCA.
Keep the fires burning.
Keep the fires burning, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye.